So look, it's pretty straightforward. You've got a weekend coming up, and I've got 6 limited series that'll basically take care of the whole thing for you. We're talking shows you can start Saturday morning and finish before Sunday night. All the streaming availability for every show on today's list is in the first pinned comment down below, so go check that out. Let's get into it. So they added Transatlantic, and I feel like not enough people talked about this one when it came out. It's set in 1940, and it follows this group of civilians, not soldiers, not government agents, just regular people. A former journalist and a wealthy American heiress who basically set up an underground operation in Marseille to smuggle European artists and intellectuals out of Nazi-occupied France and into America. And that sounds like a history lesson, I know, but it really isn't. It's actually a really compelling drama with a cast that completely sells it. Corey Michael Smith and Gillian Jacobs are great in it. Corey Stoll shows up. The costumes are genuinely stunning in this show. Like, there are shots where you just want to pause it and stare at what everyone's wearing for a second. It's the kind of show that reminds you that the war wasn't just battlefields and generals. There were people doing extraordinary things in very unglamorous, very dangerous ways that history kind of glosses over. 7 episodes, it's not a heavy watch at all actually. Goes down pretty easily. If you like historical dramas of a real sense of warmth to them, that show is called Transatlantic and it's worth your time.
Now, Painkiller is a very different kind of watch. This one is about the opioid crisis in America, specifically about Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family, and how OxyContin basically got marketed into every corner of the country. It's a fictionalized retelling, but it's based on very real events, and it does not let you get comfortable. What's interesting about it is that it doesn't just stay in the boardroom. It shows you the corporate side of it, the legal fight against them, and the actual people whose lives got destroyed by it. And it kind of rotates between all of those. Matthew Broderick plays Richard Sackler, which is a casting choice that I did not fully understand until I watched it, and then it made complete sense. He's really good in it. And Uzo Aduba plays the lawyer building a case against the company, and she's magnetic in this, every scene she's in. I will say this is not a fun watch. It's infuriating. Like, legitimately you will be talking at your TV, but it's the kind of infuriating where you feel like you need to keep watching because you need to see where it goes. 6 episodes, produced by the guys behind Narcos and Friday Night Lights, which tells you a lot about the tone of it. The show's called Painkiller. Just be ready for it. Wayward is one I'd been hearing about for a while and finally got around to, and I'm glad I did because it's genuinely strange in a way I wasn't fully prepared for. It's set in the early 2000s, and they really nail that period, by the way, and it's about a reform school in rural Vermont, and there's a new cop in town played by Mae Martin, who created the show, and his pregnant wife, and they've just arrived in this small town called Tall Pines. And it doesn't take long before he starts realizing that this school, Tall Pine Academy, has a really unusual grip on basically everything and everyone in town. Toni Collette runs the school, and she's playing this character who is culty and controlling and very, very unsettling, and she is so good in it. The kind of performance where you can't look away from her even when she's barely doing anything. It's a slow burn, but not in an annoying way. It's more like the pieces keep stacking up and you keep leaning further forward trying to figure out what is actually going on here. There's also a dark humor running through it that kind of sneaks up on you. It's not a comedy, but there are moments that are genuinely funny in a very dry, weird way. The show is called Wayward. If you like something like The White Lotus for its sense of dread underneath the surface, this one has a similar vibe, just stranger.
Actually, real quick, if you're finding this useful and you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. I put up videos like this regularly, and the whole point is just to make sure you always have something good to watch. Subscribe, hit the like button, it actually helps a lot. Okay, moving on. So this one is brand new. It came out this year and it's a Harlan Coben adaptation, which if you know Coben, you know what you're getting. A thriller where things are never quite what they seem and the reveals keep stacking on top of each other in a way that you genuinely don't see coming. James Nesbitt plays this guy Simon Green, who from the outside has a pretty good life, and then his daughter goes missing, and the person she was last seen with turns up dead. And what starts as a father trying to find his kid turns into something way darker and more complicated than that pretty quickly. The supporting cast is really solid. You've got Minnie Driver, Ruth Jones, Alfred Enoch, Lucien Massamedi, and they all add a lot of texture to what could have just been a standard missing person thriller. But it earns its twists. It's not throwing them at you randomly. It sets things up, it pays them off, and it moves at a good pace throughout all 8 episodes. I haven't been able to stop thinking about where it ends up. That show is called Runaway. It's a 2026 release, and it's probably going to be one of the better limited series of the year.
The Perfect Couple is Nicole Kidman in full prestige mystery mode, which at this point is basically its own genre. This is adapted from Ellen Hildebrandt's novel, and it's set on Nantucket, and it follows this very wealthy family, the Winberrys, who are about to host what should be this elaborate, expensive wedding, and then a body turns up the morning of the wedding, and suddenly every single person in this family is a suspect. It's one of those shows where the whole fun of it is trying to figure out who did it and realizing that everyone has a reason to have done it. The cast is great: Liev Schreiber, Eve Hewson, Dakota Fanning, Megan Favey, all in addition to Kidman. And Kidman does that thing she does really well where she seems composed on the surface, but you can tell there is a lot going on underneath. It reminded me of Knives Out a little bit in the sense that it's just genuinely fun to watch. It's not trying to be a heavy drama, it wants you to enjoy the suspense and the twists and have a good time with it. 6 episodes, no filler, exactly what it looks like from the outside. That show's called The Perfect Couple, and it's a really easy, satisfying watch. So look, some of you have already seen The Queen's Gambit, and if that's you, I don't really have anything to say to you other than it still holds up completely and you should rewatch it. But if for some reason you haven't seen it yet, in 2026, I genuinely don't know what's been stopping you, but now is the time. It follows Beth Harmon, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, an orphan who turns out to be this extraordinarily gifted chess player, and the series tracks her rise through the chess world internationally. And what's remarkable about it is that it makes chess compelling, like actually compelling. You are invested in these matches the way you'd be invested in a sporting event. Scott Frank adapted it from Walter Tevis's novel, and the whole thing is just beautifully shot, beautifully designed, and Anya Taylor-Joy is doing one of the best performances in recent television history in it. It also deals with addiction and trauma and the cost of being exceptional at something in a world that wasn't really built for you, and none of that ever feels heavy-handed. It just feels real. 7 episodes and they genuinely fly by. It's one of those shows where you're almost a little sad when it's over because you don't want to leave that world. That show's called The Queen's Gambit. If you haven't seen it, this is your weekend. So that's 6 limited series. If you got something out of it, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more than you think. And if you watch any of these because of this video, drop a comment to let me know what you thought. I read them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.